So, admittedly, that's a clickbait title, but if done right, you can achieve the same effect. A little background and context to the story. So, I cannot say much due to privacy reasons of myself and others. So, we were at a court, we had a court hearing. Believe it or not, right now I'm in front of DMV, freaking DM freaking V, DMV parking lot. I don't know why. I don't know if you can see it. So, we were at a court and we were there like I don't know, like freaking 4 6 hours just waiting room in a small room. That's what we are allowed in a small room. I mean, we're all stuck like 8 guys. Yeah, 8 guys I think, all guys I think, stuck in a room, and not 8 guys, probably six, and we're waiting for our hearing or whatever, and um. And we're only allowed like books, and one guy brought a book, comic book, and one guy brought cards, and we were extremely stressed, and no one were playing cards or anything, but I think some people were, and all of a sudden I was like, hey, I took the deck of cards. Now I'm not a magician. I'll be the first one to admit that I'm not a magician. I never practiced sleight of hand in my life. I never studied any moves. I never, yeah, I read a lot, consumed a lot of content and books, but I never performed in front of people, barring few times where I did not have any like freaking YouTube camera crew or anything. You know what I mean? Like with show and freaking with freaking fife and shofar and whatnot. Shofar is a Jewish horn, I think so. So yeah. So we were there, and I never performed. But actually, earlier I did carry this out, and it didn't have any that effect. So I was like, hey, you know what? And this is a very simple and effective trick to do. So, so I looked at the guy who had the deck of cards, and I said, hey, you know what? There are four aces in a deck of cards. Choose one. And then he chose it, and I said, what is it? And he said, ace of hearts. And I said, you know why I chose? You know why you chose that? He's like, no, because subconsciously I forced you to. And then I flashed him the back of the deck, and it had an ace of hearts. He was pretty impressed, but everyone was stressed, so he was pretty impressed. But I mean, people went screaming and freaking, you know, taking their head off, or they're like, or like doing backflips, or like turning inside out, exoskeletally, or whatever, or cryogenically freeze. Okay, okay. Anyways, calm down, Zishan. Um, so yeah, that was one time. Another time, I went to this guy to build my website, this magic website basically. And at that time, I wanted my name to be different. Like, I wanted to have a different website, and in the front page there has to be the video. And yeah, okay, anyways, but the point being, I went to make to this guy to make a custom website, and I did the same thing, but never you can. It's a trick that is not repeatable, and I did the same thing, and I revealed. I said, you know what? It's funny you mention it because I happen to have a tattoo of Ace of Hearts, and I showed him, and it was a I just it was a temporary tattoo. With the sticker, and it had this biker tattoo with a lady with a Ace of Hearts showing, or like on her arm with the tattoo, something like this, like a biker tattoo. It would have been even more amazing um, if he looked at the penny saver. Yeah, back then we had penny saver. You could put classified ads, and he would say, "Hey, my name is Zishan, and you choose Ace of Hearts," because I already embedded that in the newspaper. See, when growing up, one of the things that all the magicians used to parrot and patter is that it's not what you show, what you do, is how you do it. So all the people who supported David Blaine, they were like, yeah, but he's taking all these common, well-known tricks, tried and tired tricks, and he's packaging it in a different wine bottle, and it's all about, even when I learned Filipino martial arts, Kali, it's all about how you showcase your art. You can have a fucking piece of fucking, I don't know, like Rauschenberg, white, just completely white painting, and you can still sell it. It's how you showcase your art. So it's a very simple trick, but you can take it anywhere, in any creative direction. If you're a kid, you're an adult, it doesn't matter how old you're, 12 or 112. I'll let you know. I'll let you in a while. I'm just building up the suspense. No, I'm not. But it's like, yeah, the newspaper thing. If he actually managed to do it, yeah, like choose the different. I don't think it was Ace of Hearts, but it was Ace of Spades probably. And I think by now you have figured it out, like how it's done. So and then he would have he would have a heart attack if you saw the classified ad. Now you could you theoretically do it with the whole deck? Absolutely, but then people will be more suspicious. So make it simple. And one of the things that when growing up I learned is that, and I hated that idea, was that if you learn one joke and repeat it, learn one magic trick, repeat it, learn how to solve Rubik's cube. It doesn't have to be the fastest. Just do a lot of things, but do it well. So like yeah, so like this is one. Even though I'm not a magician, this is one go-to trick that I could have